Well, Ursula Vernon, aka T. Kingfisher, is the author and illustrator of, yes, applause please, is the author and illustrator of far more projects than is probably healthy. She's written over 15 books for children, at least a dozen novels for adults, an epic webcomic called Digger, various short stories, other odds and ends. Welcome to The Late Show.
Thank you. I am delighted to be here.
We're delighted you're here.
Yeah. You've just released a novel, Hemlock and Silver, which is a retelling of Snow White from the perspective of a healer who specializes in poisons and antidotes. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, actually what happened was I was reading a book about poisons as research for another book that I was writing, and about halfway through the book on poisons, I was like, I have not done nearly enough with this. I can't cram all these facts into this book. This is amazing. I have to write a book just about this. And so it kind of percolated for a bit, and then I finally got the chance. So I was at one point on a Zoom call for brunch with some friends, and we were drinking mimosas and generally, being suburban white women, honestly. But we were all authors, so I feel like we should get at least a little bit of a pass. And I was one mimosa down going, okay, so the cure for poisoning in Greek times was you cut a rooster in half and apply a live rooster. It wasn't live by the time we were done. Yeah. And then apply both fresh halves to the patient's forehead, and that will draw out the poison. And they're all just sitting there with mimosas going, uh-huh. Maybe I need another one of these. And someone said, you should write a book about this. And I was like, you are absolutely right. So that's how Hemlock and Silver came about. And it's a lot of fun, and no roosters were harmed in the making of the book.
That's good. Yeah, I'm glad your interest in poison is just a vehicle for storytelling, because if you're talking that much about poison while we're having a drink, it's just going to be like, on second thought. I'm just going to grab a bottle of water from the store. I'll be right back.
I kept telling my husband that he could not die while I was writing it because my search history
yes, I was about to
immediately implicate me.
This segment is brought to you by NordVPN.
So you write across so many genres. Do you have trouble switching track between them, or is it natural for you?
Oh, it's very natural. I have ADHD so badly that squirrels go, wow, that chick is distracted. So as soon as I get bored with something, which is often, I can switch to another project in a completely different genre. And as long as I keep 3 or 4 going at all times, the system works, and I more or less make my deadlines.
I love it. I love it.
Well, it is DragonCon, and you have some books about dragons. I need to know more. Can you tell us about the Dragon Breath series?
Oh, goodness, yes. Dragon Breath was a series I did for children, and it wrapped up a few years ago, but the kids are still reading them. It's a series of hybrid graphic novel and chapter book, which for middle grade, and don't ask me what middle grade is. It's basically anywhere from 8 if you're a precocious reader to 12 if you're not. And they, or you can read them to kids. And so they're half comic book, half written book. And the great thing is that you do get a lot of kids for whom a wall of text is an instrument of torture. And the worst thing we can do is send them away thinking that reading is a chore, because, at that point you lose them. So because they are part comic book, there's never a point where you don't have somewhere to, as a goal. So if you just read these 3 paragraphs, you get to a picture in a comic. And they're very helpful. A lot of kids with dyslexia, a lot of reluctant readers really liked them. And a lot of, kids who read, at advanced levels also liked them. Because I worked very hard not to talk down, even if you're a reluctant reader or whatever, you don't want a book that you feel, is for stupid kids. Mm-hmm. And kids are very sensitive to that. Like a whiff of condescension, and they look at you with those beady little eyes and swear an oath that they will end you someday. I did when I was 9. I don't know about anyone else. Mm-hmm. I assume kids are all like that. Right? No one correct me.
Yeah. Lifelong media grudges.
Exactly. And so Dragon Breath is about a little dragon who can't breathe fire yet and goes to a school for reptiles and amphibians. And they all think he's a dragon, like a Beta dragon or a Komodo dragon, one of the lizards that are called dragons. And nobody thinks he's really a dragon because those don't exist. And so he and his best friend, who is a very nerdy iguana that would love DragonCon with the burning passion of 1,000 suns, go and have weird adventures, and they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, and these are your illustrations, by the way. It's
Yep.
not just the words on the page.
Yep, I drew 150 dragons a book. There are 11 books. You can do the math.
A lot of dragons.
I've
a lot
drawn
of dragons.
a lot of little reptiles over the years.
So this is not your first DragonCon. You were here 15 years ago, is that right?
Yes, I was at the Decatur Book Festival and
Hey!
yay, and came down for one day to see DragonCon because a friend was like, "You got to come down and see DragonCon," and it was gigantic and spread out, and I could not find anything, and that was 15 years ago,
Yep.
and now it is like squared, and it is still gigantic, and I think you've compacted like the dealer's room all into one space, so it was much easier to find, but it was, I was still on maps going, okay, and I get to the Marriott this way all weekend, and there's so many people. It's amazing, but I will say it is a lot more fun as a participant than just as someone who is wandering around looking at things. There's a lot of good wandering around looking at things, don't get me wrong, but being on panels and being able to talk to people is a lot more fun. It's awesome.
Excellent. Well, we're glad you had you as a guest, and we hope we'll get you back again. And please don't wait 15 years for the next one.
I will do my very best not to.
All right, everybody, another round of applause for T. Kingfisher.